Imagine coming home to find the person you love most gone, blood on the floor, a gun in their hand, and a single clue that doesn't add up. Welcome to a true crime-inspired tale that'll pull you into a maze of lies, betrayal, and secrets you'll never see coming. Buckle up, because this story starts with a bang and ends with a twist that'll leave your jaw on the floor. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a single chapter of this mystery. Emily Harper thought she had the perfect life, a cozy house in Seattle, a golden retriever named Max, and a husband, David, who'd been her rock since high school. But perfection, it's just a mask. And on one rainy October night, that mask shattered. It was just after 11 p.m. when Emily walked through her front door, her arms full of grocery bags. The house was quiet. Max whimpered at her feet, nudging her toward the living room, and that's when she saw it. David, her David, sprawled on the rug. Blood pooled around his head, soaking into the cream-colored carpet they'd picked out together. In his hand, an antique revolver, cold and heavy. His finger rested on the trigger, but something was wrong. Terribly wrong. There on the gun's trigger was a smudge of lipstick, crimson red. Emily froze. She didn't wear lipstick, never had. So whose was it? Was this really a suicide? Or had someone else been in her house? Someone who wanted David dead? Let's rewind. Emily and David Harper weren't just any couple. They were the kind of couple neighbors envied. Emily, 35, was a graphic designer with a knack for turning ideas into art. David, 38, was an accountant, quiet, dependable, the guy who always paid his taxes on time. But lately things had changed. David was working late, snapping over small things like when Emily forgot to lock the back door. "You're too careless," he'd say, his eyes cold. Emily brushed it off. Stress, she thought. But was it something more? Then there was the phone. David's phone, always buzzing, always locked. Emily caught him smiling at it once late at night, when he thought she was asleep. "Just work," he'd said when she asked. But Emily wasn't so sure. And now with David gone, that phone was her only lead. She grabbed it from the coffee table, her hand shaking. The screen was locked, but there was a notification, a text from someone named L. Just one word. Tonight. Who was L? A colleague, a friend, or something else entirely? Emily's mind raced. She called the police, her voice trembling as she reported the scene. Within minutes, sirens pierced the night. Enter Detective Laura Kane, a no-nonsense investigator with a reputation for sniffing out lies. Kane took one look at the scene and knew this wasn't a simple suicide. Kane was sharp, her eyes scanning the room like a hawk. The revolver was old, a family heirloom David kept in a locked case. No signs of a struggle, no forced entry. But that lipstick. It was a crack in the story. Kane bagged the gun, sent it for prints, and turned to Emily. "Mrs. Harper," she said, her voice steady. "When was the last time you saw your husband alive?" Emily's answer was shaky. "This morning. He left for work at 7, but Kane wasn't buying it." She saw the doubt in Emily's eyes, and something else, fear. The investigation kicked into high gear. Kane dug into David's life, and what she found was a man with secrets. His bank account showed strange withdrawals, thousands of dollars, gone, with no explanation. His office said he'd been leaving early, not staying late. And then there was the name, Leila Monroe. L, a former co-worker of David's, now a real estate agent with a flashy smile and a reputation for getting too close to her clients. Was Leila the key to this puzzle? Kane tracked Leila down at a swanky downtown condo. Leila was all charm, flipping her dark hair and batting her lashes. "David, oh, we were just friends," she said, sipping a martini, but her lipstick, crimson red, the same shade as the smudge on the gun. Coincidence or something more? Leila claimed she hadn't seen David in weeks, but her phone records told a different story. Late-night calls, cryptic texts, and one message sent just hours before David's death. "Meet me at 9, don't tell her." Emily wasn't sitting idly by. She couldn't. That text from L burned in her mind. She hacked into David's phone. His password was their anniversary, a detail that stung. The messages with Leila were intimate, flirty, but there was something else. A photo, time-stamped, the night before. David and Leila laughing at a bar, and in the background, a man Emily didn't recognize, watching them from the shadows. Kane followed the trail to the man in the photo. Marcus Reed, a private investigator with a rap sheet for blackmail. Marcus admitted David had hired him months ago to dig up dirt on someone. But who? Leila, Emily, or someone else entirely? Marcus was cagey, saying David paid him in cash and told him to keep quiet. But he let one detail slip. David was scared. He kept looking over his shoulder. Marcus said, like he knew someone was after him. The pieces were falling into place, but the picture was still blurry. Kane went back to the crime scene, combing for clues. Under the couch, she found it, a single cufflink engraved with the letter T. It didn't belong to David. Emily said she'd never seen it before, so whose was it? Kane ran it for prints and got a hit. Thomas Carver, David's old college friend, now a shady lawyer with ties to Seattle's underworld. Thomas had been at their house for dinner a month ago. Had he come back? For murder now. Let's pause. Who do you think did it? Leila with her lipstick and late-night texts. Thomas. with his mysterious cufflink, or is there another player we haven't met yet? Drop your theories in the comments below, and let's see who's got the sharpest detective skills. But trust me, you're not ready for what's coming next. Kane brought Thomas in for questioning. He was slick, his suit pristine, but his eyes darted nervously. I haven't seen David in weeks, he claimed, but his alibi was weak, alone at home. No witnesses. And when Kane pressed him about the cufflink, he stammered. Must have fallen off at dinner, he said, but Kane wasn't convinced. She dug deeper and found Thomas owed big money to a loan shark named Frankie Knuckles Rousseau. And guess who else knew Frankie? David. The plot thickened. Kane tailed Frankie to a warehouse on the docks. Inside, she overheard a heated argument. Frankie was yelling about a deal gone wrong, something about David skimming profits from a shady investment scheme. Had David crossed the wrong people? Was his death a hit? But before Kane could move in, a gunshot rang out, not from Frankie, but from someone else. She ducked behind a crate, heart pounding, as a figure slipped into the shadows. Back at the station, Emily was unraveling. She found a hidden safe in David's office, tucked behind a painting. Inside, cash, a burner phone, and a note in David's handwriting. If I'm gone, trust no one. Emily's world spun. Was David involved in something criminal? Was he trying to protect her, or himself? She handed the note to Kane, who now had a new lead, the burner phone. Its call log showed one number, dialed repeatedly. It belonged to Leela. Kane set a trap. She leaked to the press that new evidence had surfaced, a second cufflink tying Thomas to the scene. Hours later, Thomas showed up at the precinct, sweating. I didn't kill him, he blurted, but I know who did. He pointed the finger at Leela, claiming she'd been blackmailing David over an affair. Leela wanted money, Thomas said, and when David refused, she snapped. But Kane wasn't so sure. Thomas's story was too convenient, and his hands shook as he spoke. The final piece came from the lab. The lipstick on the gun, a perfect match to Lila's brand. But the prints, they weren't Lila's or Thomas's, they belonged to Emily. Kane confronted her, and Emily broke down. I didn't mean to, she sobbed. I found out about Leela. I confronted him. He pulled the gun, said he was leaving me. It went off, but Kane saw through the tears. The lipstick was planted, the scene staged. Emily wasn't the grieving widow, she was the mastermind. Emily had known about David's affair for months. She'd hired Marcus to watch him, not the other way around. When David planned to leave her and take half their savings, she acted. She used Lila's lipstick, stolen from a purse at a party, to frame her, the cufflink planted to throw suspicion on Thomas. Emily played the victim perfectly, but she underestimated Kane's instincts. Emily Harper was arrested, charged with first-degree murder. Lila walked free, her secret safe for now. Thomas cut a deal, spilling dirt on Frankie's operation. And Seattle, it went back to its rainy rhythm, hiding its shadows. But this story proves one thing: the truth is never what it seems. Trust can be a lie, and love, sometimes, it's the deadliest weapon of all. What did you think of this story? Did you see that twist coming, or did Emily fool you too? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you loved this tale, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crime stories that keep you up at night. Want to know what happens to Lila next? Click the bell so you don't miss part 2. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the shadows.